Hi viewers, today we'll be clearing a slow drain in a washroom sink, and I just thought I would go over the items that you need before you begin. Of these items, I suppose the most important are a long either stick or screwdriver. This is a chopstick, channel lock pliers, and or a flashlight. Flashlight, latex gloves, gardening gloves, and a piece of cloth are optional, but I would recommend them. What I like to do is wear the latex gloves and the gardening gloves on top of it. The gardening gloves, as you can see, provide you with a nice rubberized grip, and the latex gloves provide you with a moisture barrier to prevent all the debris and I guess unhygienic icky goo that comes out of the drain from touching your fingers. The light is obvious. You're underneath the sink. You'll need the light to see what you're doing. Channel lock pliers, if the slip nut is too tight, then you can use the channel locks to open them up. The piece of wood really, or the screwdriver, just helps you clear any debris that might be in there from one end or the other. Okay, so let's move on to the sink. All right, so here's a short snippet of what's happening with the drain right now. If I let this run at full pressure, it's just going to slowly fill up. Now, most viewers are probably used to this type of pop-up stop drain. We've taken it out and exchanged it with this removable drain. We find that we don't hardly ever use the stop drain, so just to remove an added source of interference and blockage, we remove this permanently. But you could always add it back in at any time, but we've removed it by choice. Alright, now we're underneath the sink, and I forgot to mention you should have a shallow liquid tray so that you can catch any falling debris from the P-trap. And a Phillips head screwdriver or a cross screwdriver will be also helpful if you need to remove the door to your sink so that you have better access. So I'm just going to remove that now so that it's easier for us to gain access to this area. You just have to loosen it. You don't have to remove the screw itself. And it comes right out. Okay. All right, so now I'm just going to remove the P-trap, and water will come out, and that's what the drain is for. And I didn't have to use, see that big hairball? That's what was a source of the slow leak. And what's happening is, even though we don't have a pop-up drain, there's still a ball and wire that's hanging from the drain, and this hairball is clinging to that wire. So I'm just gonna remove it. Now, I might not be able to, yeah, I got it. I'm just gonna pull it out, and hopefully the drain ball will, oh, no. Oh, gross. Okay. Now, this is where our handy chopstick comes in. Let's see if there's any other debris up here. Doesn't look to be. Oh, there it is. Looks like that was a hairpin, a rusted hairpin. Okay. And let's see if there's anything else. Nothing else. Just wind it here. I don't think there's any blockage here except for a little bit of slime. And you can see by wearing gloves, you don't get in contact with all this. Whereas if you didn't have the gloves, you would. So I'm just gonna leave that in there. Use my flashlight. I'm just gonna look up into the drain, or rather look down from the top. Make sure there's no debris. Yep, it's all clear from here. And despite it being dirty, it's still clear from there. Okay. Okay. So now we're gonna just clean this off camera, and once it's clean, we'll reassemble it. All right, we're back, and we've cleaned out the P-trap. It's a lot cleaner now. It doesn't have to be perfect. Some people suggest chasing the P-trap with a paper towel or a cloth. I didn't do that. I just stuck the chopstick inside, swirled up any debris that was on the sides, and just rinsed it out. Now, just a warning for the future. When you do this, and if you will be leaving the sink, it's best to tape the faucet on the top and just tape it closed. And the reason why is my son, while I was trying to clean the P-trap, turned on the water, and then we had a mess here. So just a helpful hint there, to tape up the faucet connector. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm just wiping the drain connector here so that there's no corrosion or debris when I put in the slip nut. And the way it was this part goes in here, this part goes in here, and you just hand tighten it, turn it, I guess, counterclockwise, and this one clockwise. Just hand tighten it. And this is where the rubber grip really comes in handy. It's a lot stronger than your skin and helps you get a good grip of the material that you're trying to work with. And we're gonna put this ball joint in here and tighten this, hand tighten down as well. But you gotta be careful you don't thread it. Let's go. Other way. Okay. Okay. Now that's going up and down. Some may wonder why we even bother putting this portion in if we've removed the pop-up stop drain. The reason why we do that is because I don't have a cap to cap this portion off, and I didn't want to go through the hassle of replacing the drain. Okay, so now we're going to test it, and before we test it, I'm just going to keep the shallow pan underneath the drain. Now, if you want to know how I made this, just look at my other video. Oh, and I'll also put a link in the description below. Okay, so let's turn on the water. Let's see if there's any leaks. So that's working fine. No leaks there, no leaks here, and no leaks there. Everything seems to be fine. Alright, and that completes our video. Now you just replace all the contents of the drawer of the cabinet inside and replace the door, and you're done.